Hey everyone, you are watching the YouTube station identification of one of New Bedford, Massachusetts resident YouTubers. I'm here live. I'm here in in the basement. I'm not Ken Ober. I'm Eric Lima. This is not MTV's remote control. This is WEML TV channel 77, episode 87. What's going on, everybody? Good morning. It's Saturday morning, March the 13th, 2021, 8:33 a.m. No Power Rangers Dino Fury episode today because Nickelodeon's getting ready for the Kids' Choice Awards. Yeah, we Ranger fans are really thrilled about that. Anyways, so how's everyone doing? Hope everyone's weekend is good. It has been a great weekend. It's been a pretty good, decent week. Like I said on the last episode, I talked about one of my coworkers ended up retiring after 31 years at my workplace of the Dartmouth Mall, and that would be Mr. Stanley J. Ruziski. And again, thank you, sir, and enjoying your retirement, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I don't have the crazy Clooney do because my hair is starting to grow a little bit further, and I felt like I was in quarantine again. Oh man, it's crazy! It's almost like a year ago that the whole country and basically the whole world shut down, except for a few things here and there, for because of the COVID-19. Man, I gotta tell you, it has been a surreal moment, a surreal moment, and it is. I'll tell you what. I never thought this would happen, and I never thought the whole country should be shut down. I never thought events like the Portuguese Feast and the Wales Sea Festival being canceled, stores being closed, and it was really. And I think I'm not going to go all political, or be angry or anything like that. It's that I sometimes look at this country and go, oh my gosh, what are people thinking, and that's the problem. I think it's the lack of common sense, not the lack of common sense, but the lack of intelligence. And I think we need to start changing that in order to get this country back to where it's supposed to be. So because of everything going on. Because to me, I still think politicians are the stupidest people in the. Our politicians are the stupidest people in the world. So, and and that's why I hate talking politics because it's all stupid. You know, politics is stupid. That's what I'm going to say in that matter. And also, as you know, I've also been named the third co-host for Brett and Martin and Jordan Little's Rent and Rave podcast. I've decided to give my insight and foresight about things in the world today, um, and pop culture and everything else, and what's been going on. So, hope you guys look forward. Like I said, um, also Hangman Charlie's podcast will start also on Thursday. So Thursday at 8, tune in. I just see my good friends Charlie Long and Thomas Willis, or me and my two good friends Brandon Martin and Jordan Little. Um, Tune in to see the three of us talk about, rap about a lot of things, and shoot the breeze. So, and I think all y'all wondering out there is why here's my problem. The reason why I want to explain myself about my rare appearances on the Discord apps of game shows like YouTube Games and Entertainment, MVG Productions, and WKPH show. Because among my friends, because I'm friends with people on those channels, including YouTube Games and Entertainment. My main concern is a lot of drama has been going on there as of late. I'm not going to address what has happened. I know past year a lot of drama has been going on. And the last thing I want to be is in the middle of it because I'm friends with a lot of these people. And I felt like, to me, being in the middle of of the dramas that have been going on, it really hurts me inside. Hurts my heart inside. Now I could have gone and flat out quit all the apps. All the servers that I've been on in Discord. I could have flat out quit and just do my thing here on YouTube and just go with it. But I have decided to stand my ground and stand strong, and I'm going to ask people not to get me involved in drama that has nothing to do with me. The reason being is because I'm sick of the drama. I'm sick of drama. Period. I'll be honest with you. I'm very sick of drama. Very sick of it. And I'm at that point where I'm too old to deal with high school like drama. I just turned 44 last weekend, and I felt in my heart that that's why I decided to make a vow this year for a resolution for this year for WEML TV channel 77 that I will not talk about the drama that has gone on. But I feel like, but at the same time, I feel like I need to explain myself why I have not that I have made rare appearances, so to speak, on the Discord apps of the Discord service of is for that specific reason. And I want to focus on entertaining you guys out there. I want to, talk to good friends and just have a good old time. I know there's a lot going on. Yeah, it's part of life. A lot of things have happened, and I'm not going to get into any detail. I have respect for all my family, and I have respect for all my friends. But I have, made up. I have made it come to conclusion and made a decision, and I'm sick of tired of drama. And I've asked people not to get me involved in it or ask me whose side I'm on. I'm just tired of it. I just want to focus on doing this show. Like I said before, I'm going to focus on doing this show, and that's why I've made rare appearances on the Discord apps of MVG Productions, WKPH Productions, YouTube Games and Entertainment, the Rent and Rave Podcast, and all. Made rare appearances. That is the most specific reason why. I have respect for all of them. That way, if I get caught up in that, then it's going to affect me from a mental standpoint. I don't want that to happen. So, and I sure like to keep my friends, but sometimes things happen. But still, I just need to be very, very careful. So I figured the best way to do it is just stay out of it. Not get involved, not ask, and just do the thing. And I've been seeing what's been going on. I do not want to talk to them and talk to any of them about it. I just want to address. That's why I'm not mentioning any specific part of specific drama. So I feel like, okay, I feel like saying, you know what, I'm going to step out of drama. I'm tired of it. So I am going to focus on entertaining all of you, the masses. We're going to have some fun today, and the only drama that's going on in my mind right now is what game am I going to play for Saturday Super Starcade? Every Saturday, in honor of one of my favorite cartoons back in the '80s, Saturday Supercade, and one of the first game shows that involve video games that will be Starcade. I figured mishmash them together, called Saturday Super Starcade, and try to find out what game I want to play. So it is a very, very tough decision. So later on today, possibly after the Red Sox game, because they're playing against the Atlanta Braves today in spring training. So I'm looking forward to watching that to see what's going on there. So I figured I'm going to relax and have some fun watching the Old Town team trying to kick some butt in spring training and find out where the players stand and how we're going to go throughout the regular season. So it'll be very, very interesting. A lot of people saying don't expect the Red Sox to do amazing things. Don't expect the Red Sox to make the playoffs or anything like that. I know the Sox are a little bit of a semi-rebuilding stage because they're getting some of the players back because COVID hit last year and it really kind of threw the Sox for a loop. So it's because it kind of like it ended our run. I think to me, 2020 ended our run of awesome championships run here in New England. Tom Brady leaving New England for Tampa Bay, and that's where the dominoes started falling for New England sports. So you're talking about, I think, kind of a rebuilding. That way we can get that dominance back. But it's going to take baby steps at a time. Patriots signed Cam Newton to another one-year deal. Let's see what Cam can do this time around. Trent Brown is back to the team, back with the team as the Patriots traded for him with the Raiders. So we'll see what develops there too. The Boston Bruins and the Celtics are trying to get into championship contention. Not that easy. I think the Celtics lost to the Nets, who just added Blake Griffin to the team. So it will be very interesting to see what happens with those two teams, the Bruins and the Celtics. Bruins being consistent. So I am looking forward to see what the Red Sox are going to do. Even though they may or may not make the playoffs, you never know. The team could surprise you. So bearing that in mind, this is, I'm trying to focus on being entertaining and give you information on sports, wrestling, what have you. we're gonna have some fun, and always some good positive things that happen in my life. I'm trying to focus on the good, the positivity. I can't. I think the problem is that too many people get off on the negativity of people's attitudes and all that, and they think it's funny and entertaining. But let me tell you, it's not, because you don't understand what the people are going through, and that's why I always focus on the positivity and everything else, because um, there's too many people out there that are miserable, and they get off on the negativity, they get off on the misery, they get off on that, like it's supposed to make them feel good. It doesn't. Trust me. A lot of sick-minded people out there. Trust me. So I'm doing the thing. So I figured we're gonna have a lot of fun. So here we go. This is the WWE Roundup. Forget my hair sticking up. I just got out of bed not too long ago, as you know. Uh, the WWE Roundup for my hair's all a mess. Excuse me for a minute. I'm back. I had to wet my hair a little bit. It's a good thing they put a solid sink down here. Um, oh, you can see it now. Like, okay, your hair's messed up. What happened? Trying to wake up here. Okay, we're ready to go for this one. Okay, we're ready to go. Round two, take two. Okay, here we go. This is the WWE Wrestling Roundup from March the 8th, 2021 to March the 12th, 2021. As you know, the WWE Network will be moving to Peacock. The standalone network app will be shutting down April the 4th. So I got till April the 4th to make a decision whether or not I want to go premium. Um, Go premium to get WrestleMania and all that good stuff. But that will not affect my PTW wrestling predictions. I'm still going to do those. And possibly, if I get a chance to find a free streaming a site, I'll probably watch them the day after, see what's going on. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, FastLane's coming up pretty soon. A lot of matches may be happening. Another title match could be in the works, and I will explain a lot of all that. And all right, and Sarah Schreiber interviewed Bobby Lashley to start off Monday Night Raw. And they were supposed to celebrate the WWE Championship victory that Lashley worked hard for 16 freaking years for, 16, 17 years. But The Miz, being the crybaby that he is, he's decided to demand a rematch for the championship. Miz and Morrison arrived at the Thunderdome. Miz runs his mouth. Bobby Lashley fought The Miz, and then The Miz and then Lashley won the match, retained the title. So Drew McIntyre was interviewed by Sarah Schreiber, talked about the title matchup, the championship, and Drew McIntyre is focused on getting his title back. And then Sheamus attacked Drew McIntyre. And then Rhea Ripley is coming to Monday Night Raw. I am suspecting that she will arrive on Raw after WrestleMania, so that's always a huge thing. McIntyre has demanded a match against Sheamus to Adam Pearce. Pearce says, "I'll see what happens." R-Truth was talking to Braun Strowman because Strowman wanted an apology from Shane, but then R-Truth apologized. Braun goes, no, I want an apology from Shane, not you, man. You're good. Braun Strowman arrives in the Thunderdome, calls out Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon arrives at the Thunderdome and says, I apologize. Walks away. Sarah Schreiber interviews Shane. Shane said nothing. And then there was a no DQ match. McIntyre versus Sheamus, and both men beat the heck out of each other so much there was no contest in that matchup. It was considered a draw. I would not be surprised if the feud continues up to WrestleMania. There's a new broadcast colleague, Kevin Patrick, and I think he's from either England or Australia, filling in for Charlie Caruso, who's been doing the ESPN thing. So I don't know if she'll be back in the WWE because ESPN has forbade a lot of their employees from talking to Pat McAfee's show. So we'll see what happens there. The first interview, AJ Styles and Omos was interviewed. AJ Styles was making fun of Orton's situation with The Fiend and Alexa Bliss. Orton confronts Styles, and they supposed to have a match. Xavier Woods took on Shelton Benjamin one-on-one. Xavier Woods did pick up the victory there. Sarah Schreiber interviews Riddle as he prepares his match against Slapjack. New Day talks to Riddle. And what an interaction. Riddle says, here, to keep him on my scooter. He said, okay. Matt Riddle went one-on-one with Slapjack, with Riddle picking up the victory, and Mustafa Ali got to the point where he's going to challenge Riddle next week on Raw for the United States Heavyweight Championship. Pierce and Shane were talking about it. Shane talking about the Braun situation. Shane says he wants to meet Braun in the ring. Braun comes out once again. Shane McMahon decided, I wouldn't call you stupid. Isn't that right? Braun. I'm like, what are you? Shane, what are you trying to do? Is another feud with the Big Show? I think Shane McMahon's trying to make an idiot out of Braun Strowman like he did with the Big Show. Which way did he go? Which way did he go? Remember that feud with the Big Show? Anyways, which way did he go? And so, and Shane thought he escaped from Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman walked the other way, and Shane McMahon. I'm like, what, Shane? What are you doing, bro? Shane! Shane McMahon, man. Shane McMahon is the craziest member of the McMahon family. I am going to say that. He is the craziest member of the McMahon family. I got to tell you. Now, the women's tag team titles were on the line. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, and defense against Lana and Naomi. But Nia Jax has made a new friend, Reginald. I got a hunch, and I said this to Matt Camp. I tweeted this to Matt Camp on the Bump, that this is going to be all going according to Carmella's plan, because it will all culminate the SmackDown after WrestleMania when Carmella once again captures the championship. I'm telling you, that is going to be the main key right there. Imagine if Nia Jax beats Sasha Banks this coming Friday night. You're talking about this Nia 2 belts. Somehow, I get a weird feeling after WrestleMania, Carmella's going to be the SmackDown Women's Champ again. And Reginald will play a huge part in that. Trust me. It's all part of the plan. All part of the plan. And Reginald did play a part in Jackson Baszler retaining the titles. Sarah Schreiber interviewed Randy Orton about his match against AJ Styles and about The Fiend and Alexa Bliss. And then she goes over to interviews Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke about wanting a shot against Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship or the Tag Team Championships. Charlotte interrupted him and says, show me what you got. So I got a hunch that a match between either Rose or Brooke will go up against Charlotte next week. We'll find out. AJ Styles went one-on-one with Randy Orton, a WrestleMania-like main event. But unfortunately, Alexa Bliss played the mind games again, and once again, forcing Randy Orton to vomit black ink. Ew. But AJ Styles did pick up the victory in that matchup. I would not be surprised. Now, like I said, the Fiend situation, I talked with Von Baskin about this. I chatted with him about this situation. I said the Fiend's going to be a very, 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 very deep, very different Fiend. It could be a combination of both, like the Bray Wyatt, Cape Fear type guy, and you get the Fiend. It's going to be a very, very dark, more dark than the Fiend that it already is now. It's got to be to the point where it's going to be so dark. I think WrestleMania is going to be a crazy entry. I've got a feeling when the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, and Randy Orton lock up, it could be a WrestleMania, and the Fiend's going to take a few pages out of the Undertaker's playbook, shall we say? Because if anybody knows about dealing with the dark side or messing with it, it would be Randy Orton. But I'm going to tell you right now, the Fiend's going to be more darker than ever before. It's going to be to the point where I don't even want to root for the guy. I'm like, stay away from me, Fiend. It'll be a very interesting to see. And Alexa Bliss staying at his side. Alexa Bliss is going to be a very dangerous individual as well. Mind games as well. She could end up being the Raw Women's Champion against Asuka. Who knows? Her and reports that Asuka's got a concussion due to the kick at the head, and also to put her WrestleMania status in jeopardy. And I don't want her losing the title by forfeit. But hopefully she'll be okay. Hopefully she gets cleared. So that is Monday Night Raw. 2 days later, we're going to NXT, the 10th of March. William Regal kicks it off with two huge announcements. One is the new takeover will be, before WrestleMania, will be 2 nights. One night will be on the USA Network. The other night will be on Peacock, because by that time, Peacock Network will have all the W Network. And NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver will be for 2 nights. But then the ladies were lined up. The women's division was lined up, and Regal calls Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez to the ring. And because of the injustice that Sean Bennett and Adam Pearce pulled in the women's tag team title match last week with Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, William Regal felt it was time to get these ladies something that they deserve. They worked hard. They won the Dusty Cup. And because of that, he has named them the first ever NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. But it didn't take too long for new challengers to arise. While Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez says we did it, we're the first, and all of a sudden, Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon interrupt Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, challenge them to a women's tag team title match. And William Regal says, "You just made my job easier." Tonight, the tag team titles were on the line. But that was the first of three. That was one of three championship matches. The first of three started. Io Shirai and Toni Storm for the NXT Women's Championship. I love these two ladies. They're my favorites. The last time they fought each other was at the Mae Young Classic of 2018, a couple of years ago. So a little unfinished business there. And so Shirai, Storm has dominated in this feud against Shirai all over the world. In WWE though, and in WWE so far. And Toni Storm and Shirai, they went at it, but in the end, Io Shirai retains the championship against Toni Storm. Gotta love that. Finn Balor cut a promo on Adam Cole about his matchup tonight of the NXT Championship matchup. It will be a main event. Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed LA Knight about LA Knight making his debut next week in the ring. But Bronson Reed decided to attack LA Knight. Because LA Knight cost him a match against Cameron Grimes. So it will be a heck of a matchup. Jake Atlas went one-on-one with Pete Dunne, which Dunne did pick up the victory after brutalizing poor Jake Atlas. Feel bad for the guy. But Pete Dunne decided to cut a promo, issue a challenge to anybody to prove him wrong about being the best technical wrestler ever. Imperium did address the Timothy Thatcher situation. And because of Thatcher's history with Walter and them. So it will be interesting situation. Leon Ruff addresses Isaiah Swerve Scott. Will face him 1-on-1. I would not be surprised if that match happens. NXT Women's Tag Team Championship on the line. Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, the first ever champions, the inaugural NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, defend against Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. I call them Team TCB. They take care of business. What a matchup that was, but in the end, Shotzi Blackheart picked up the victory over Kai in a bridge matchup, which gives Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart the new NXT Women's Tag Team Championship. Congratulations to Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. I like Shotzi Blackheart. She's awesome. And Ember Moon's pretty cool, too. So, Adam Cole addresses his actions against Finn Balor, where he wants a shot. Wants a shot at the NXT title. He wants to get back on top again. Don't blame the man. Kaden Carr went one-on-one with Xia Li, and it was a good matchup until Casey Catanzaro came ringside with her crutch and hit Xia Li, giving Xia Li the victory by disqualification, and both women get brutalized, and Boa gets involved, breaks the crutch in half. I'm like, holy cow. What kind of train did Mei Ying put them through? So, Tiansha, you don't want to mess with Tiansha. Trust me on that one, folks. You don't want to. Ember and Shotzi were celebrating with the rest of the NXT Women's Division, and we saw a little bit of Taya Valkyrie. Didn't see her face, but we saw the blonde hair and the fur coats that she wears. Yep, that's Taya. And then the way only Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae, like, it should have been us. That should have been us. Hey. You get your chance, ladies. And then they were talking about Dexter Lumis and how Lumis is playing mind games with the way, man. It will be a matter of time. If Lumis wins the North American title, Gargano, he's going to go berserk. I'm telling you, it's going to be something else. And then Jordan Devlin, the NXT Cruiserweight Champion up in the UK, addressed the NXT Universe. And guess what? The travel restrictions ban has been lifted. And Jordan Devlin is finally heading to the States. NXT, Santos Escobar, your dog meat, son. You don't bet against an Irish ace. You may be king of Lucha Libre, but in the game show Card Sharks, an ace is higher than a king. And guess what? The Irish ace is going to outrank you and beat you and unify the titles. Can't wait for that matchup. Let's make it happen. NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. Unified Cruiserweight title match. Make it a ladder match. It'll be wonderful. I was like, yes, Jordan Devlin, finally. Somebody to put Escobar in his place. Yes. I was really excited. And then they had a Zoe Stark documentary about how hard she's worked to this point. So I think you're gonna see a lot of more Zoe Stark. I think she's gonna prove a lot of people, prove herself to a lot of people. Uh, Santos Escobar, upon hearing about what happened with Devlin, he's upset with Regal. Regal's like, calm down, calm down. I made it happen. He didn't care. Regal didn't care. I'm loving it. And Santos Escobar, you've been hiding behind Curly and Larry, a.k.a. Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza. Irish Ace, Jordan Devlin's coming after you. He's coming after the title. Make believe's over, my friend. Jordan Devlin is the legit Cruiserweight champ. And believe me, if it had not been for the pandemic, there wouldn't be 2 Cruiserweight champions. And guess what? It's time for 1. And I believe that Escobar will finally be dethroned. And all hail the Irish Ace, baby. Yes, sir. That's my personal opinion on that. Speaking of Legado del Fantasma, he said, you guys go out. I got to deal with this. Went against Grizzly Young Veterans who was too busy running his mouth about Zach Gibson. Soon to be number 1. Yeah, you break Wesley's hand. You think you're number 1. But then, and then we all thought that Breezango was going to come back for revenge against Legado del Fantasma. I call him LDF. And then MSK appeared, distracting the Grizzly Young Veterans, giving LDF, the Legado del Fantasma, the victory. And then MSK attacked Grizzly Young Veterans. And then Breezango attacked Legado del Fantasma, and then the two teams, MSK and Breezango, do a little dancing like Big E and all that good stuff, and having a lot of fun. I think MSK and Breezango could be the most entertaining foursome that we have on NXT. Can't wait. I would see a Fatal 4-Way or an 8-man tag. Number 1 contender. Even though MSK does have a title shot in their back pocket, they can use that at any time. Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, and Raquel Gonzalez said, hey, doesn't matter if it was 5 minutes or even 50 or 5 days or even 5 years. We were the first ever NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. But then Io Shirai interrupted those two ladies and stood face to face with Gonzalez. I want you. Looks like Io has not forgotten what Raquel Gonzalez did to her at War Games. Pinned her in the middle of the ring. You know what? It was long overdue, but good on Io Shirai. She respects great competition. Raquel Gonzalez, Io wants her. That's a champion right there. That's why my girl, Io Shirai. Io Shirai's my girl. I like it. I like Io. Io, yes. And then Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed Thatcher and Ciampa about what Imperium had to say. Ciampa says, you know what, Thatcher's doing a lot of thinking, so it'll be very interesting to see. NXT Championship was on the line. Finn Balor and Adam Cole was a heck of a matchup. But then Kyle O'Reilly did show up at ringside. And Balor did pick up the victory. And then post-match, O'Reilly attacked Adam Cole. Both been brawl. And then Finn Balor stood tall as the champion. But as he was, he felt another presence. What took you so long? And he looks, Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross. That's right, Karrion Kross, Finn Balor. I said a matchup, NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver, Karrion Kross versus Finn Balor for the NXT Championship. That is totally awesome. That would be totally awesome. Karrion Kross is picking up where he left off. Trying to go for the title he didn't have to give up, but he had to. He didn't lose, but he had to give it up. I would not be surprised. British Rounds matchups kicked off NXT UK on Thursday. This past Thursday, the 11th. Tyler Bate went one-on-one with Dave Mastiff. First round, no pinfall. Tyler Bate picked up a pinfall in the second round. The third round, Mastiff evened it up. The fourth round, no pinfall, but then Tyler Bate did pick up the second pinfall to win the match, and I'm sure Bate and A-Kid will probably go at it for the Heritage Cup Championship again. On the South Wales Subculture, Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews and Amir Jordan and Kenny Williams talk about their matchup. Aoife Valkyrie cut a promo about who the worst enemy is and looking at her. So what's next for Aoife Valkyrie? I would not be surprised if she wants to challenge Kaylee Ray. If she keeps up this unbeaten streak, I think Kaylee Ray could see a threat. But we don't know what will be the status of the NXT Women's Champion or whoever the contenders are going to be. I'm sure Johnny Saint and Sid Scala will probably look into that. Danny Jones would fight against the debuting man of Turkish descent, Teoman. Teoman. That sounds like a Digimon name, Teoman. But I've heard that in the European Indies, he's very, very good. Teoman did pick up the victory over Danny Jones. And Nina Samuels had to put up with being Zaya Brookside's personal assistant for a whole month. Became Brookside's housekeeper to clean up Zaya Brookside's mess. Payback! Payback, Nina! Eddie Dennis, though, was angry at Wild Boar for allowing him to lose the matchup. In a fatal four-way a few weeks ago. But then Primate and Tyson T-Bone attacked Wild Boar. Wild Boar is out since they Tyson T-Bone and Primate are the new hunt. And we add Eddie Dennis to the mix. So, I'll tell you one thing. I would not be surprised if Wild Boar decided to patch things up with Flash Morgan Webster. I would not be surprised there. Amal, the first French WWE superstar in NXT UK, got a promo, and she's another one with beauty, skill in the ring. You're gonna have to watch out for Amal. She's very, very good. Gallus was in a pool hall talking about their tag team title loss, and then Joe Coffey says, "Hey, we're still now." Gallus boys on top is a state of mind, guys. So gotta respect Gallus always. Kenny Williams and Amir Jordan against the South Wales Subculture, Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews. But then, because Kenny Williams had some questionable tactics to pick up the victory, find out that Ilya Dragunov will speak next week about his emotions and what's been going on through his mind. So we'll get some answers. Hopefully, Sam Gradwell will behave himself. That will be a feud. Trent Seven's journey to the Cruiserweight title continues, and he's been hearing about what's been going on with Jordan Devlin, and Tyler Bates helping him out with that. And then next week on the bump, there'll be a Jordan Devlin Trent Seven weigh-in on the bump. If Trent Seven does make way, he may have to travel to the States. I don't know if he can, but he may have to travel to the States to challenge whoever the Cruiserweight champ ends up being. So we'll find out there. Ben Carter's still living the dream in NXT UK, but he's got a name change. He's known as Nathan Frazer. Nathan Frazier. So that will be his new name. No longer Ben Carter. He's Ben Carter all over the Indies, but he's Nathan Frazer in NXT UK. Walter says he'll make a statement next week. And then history in the making, a first ever mixed tag match in NXT UK history. Jenny and Joseph Connors against Piper Niven and Jack Stars. And it was a heck of a matchup. Jack Stars and Piper Niven did pick up the victory in that matchup. That is going to be huge. That was a main event. Jack Stars part of a main event. That's going to be huge for Stars. It's going to help him, help his confidence. We're ready to roll on. All right? All right, let's go to last night. SmackDown. Edge kicked off SmackDown, dresses both Reigns and Bryan, who are going to be fighting each other for the Universal title at FastLane. Daniel Bryan comes out, interrupts Edge, saying that, hey, it doesn't matter. I'm going to walk out. I'm going to go to WrestleMania. 8-man tag, the Street Profits and the Mysterios versus the Dirty Dogs that we did SmackDown Tag Team Champions Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Again, and the Alpha Academy, Otis and Chad Gable, with the Street Profits and the Mysterios did pick up the victory. And they did a recap of the first inductee to the 2021 Hall of Fame on the bump. Molly Holly will be inducted to the 2021 Hall of Fame. Congratulations to Molly Holly. She deserves it. She's a sweet person. Totally awesome. The Hurricane on the bump announced it to her. It's an awesome moment. It was a feel-good moment I've ever seen one. And Jey Uso wanted to talk to Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman says he's not in the mood right now. Come back later. Jey Uso says, that's okay. I've got to take a few things to get taken care of. Then we'll come back and we'll talk. And then Kayla Braxton decided to interview Seth Rollins about Cesaro. Cesaro was upset. And Kayla Braxton announced that Cesaro and Murphy are having a rematch. And Nia Jax decided, and along with Shayna Baszler, who does not like this idea, was taking Reginald shopping. Reginald's getting new threads. I'm telling you, it's all part of Carmella's plan. You don't know it. Carmella, she may be beautiful, but she's got a bright mind. Trust me. Nothing's going to get by Carmella. Carmella's being smart. Trust me, watch this. And Reginald's going to play a humongous part of it. I'm telling you, the SmackDown after WrestleMania, you're going to see Carmelo become the champion once again. And then Cesaro went one-on-one Murphy in a rematch, and Seth Rollins arrived for the matchup, sat up at the stage watching the matchup. And then when Rollins attacked Cesaro, Cesaro won by DQ. And I'll tell you one thing, Cesaro is going to be looking for payback, that's for sure. Officials decided to stop Rollins from attacking him a little bit more. And then Rollins went to the back, stared down with Shinsuke Nakamura. So it's going to be very interesting. Nakamura and Rollins, I can see a matchup happening there. Sami Zayn decided to talk to Kevin Owens about it. And Kevin Owens says, hey, listen, I gotta do this. Edge was talking to Jey Uso and saying, listen, you know, it doesn't matter. I know your dad. What will your dad think of you? Why you're doing this? What's going on? And then the Kevin Owens show with Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. A little trash talk between the two of them. And then Banks and Belair went on in a tag match against Tamina and Natalya. Once again, Reginald got stuck his nose where it didn't belong, giving Tamina and Natalya the victory. Banks and Belair were arguing. They would continue to bicker backstage. And then Big E is returned. He calls out Apollo Crews, and he is upset with Apollo Crews. And then he said, okay, Apollo, you won't come out? I'll issue the open challenge for the Intercontinental title. King Corbin says, hey, I'm not in my gear, but I'll ready to kick your butt in anything. And then Sami Zayn screaming, I accept, I accept, I accept. And then the two were arguing, and then Sami Zayn stepped in the ring. They had an Intercontinental title match, but in the end, who retains? Big E retains. But then Apollo Crews did attack him from behind once again, and with the steel stairs. I would not be surprised if this thing is a no disqualification, no count out, anything goes in this matchup. And Xavier Woods tweeted, you don't know what you just woke up, Apollo Crews, because you do not realize you just did. So, and Caleb Braxton interviewed Reginald and Nia Jax, and then Reginald made the suggestion to have Nia Jax challenge Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I don't know if that should be, but I don't know if that's possible, but the officials don't care if Nia Jax is a Raw superstar. Guess what? That match is happening next week. Then Reigns and his entourage made it into the Thunderdome. They had the contract signing, and then all of a sudden Roman's not signing it, and then Daniel Bryan decided to talk and aggravate Roman Reigns to the point where he said, okay, I'll sign the freaking contract. Uso threw the table, snapped at Daniel Bryan. Edge interrupts the whole thing. You know, and Jey Uso said, I'll be the special guest enforcer. Edge goes, that's a good idea, but I think, but then, and then Edge jumped in, all four-men brawl. Daniel Bryan kicks Edge. Edge and Uso will be happening next week. The winner will be the special guest enforcer for the Universal title match at FastLane. So that will be a very interesting. The road to WrestleMania gets bumpier and bumpier and bumpier every single time. And this was great. 205 Live last night. Everrise said commentate on the first matchup. Bollywood Boys went in a tag match against Chris Stallion and Mansoor. It was a heck of a matchup. Chris Stallion and Mansoor did pick up the victory, while Everrise and Bollywood Boys were talking about what the heck happened. And they did a recap on Jordan Devlin coming to the States and challenging Santos Escobar. August Gray went one-on-one with Arya Daivari, and August Gray did pick up the victory over Arya Daivari. Wow, that is a lot. That is a mouthful, and I talked about a few subjects here and there. That is it. That's all the time we have on the show. Episode 87, I believe, 87 of WEML-TV Channel 77. WWE Roundup for the 8th of March to the 12th of March this week. Tonight, remember, do not forget to change your clocks. We jump ahead an hour. It's going to be crazy to say the least. It's going to be nice. It's going to be awesome and all that good stuff. We're going to be rocking and rolling and everything else, strutting and strolling. I'm looking forward to what's going to happen next week. I know we're supposed to have a little bit of snow, but it doesn't look like it's going to be much. I know they have a winter storm going on in the Midwest, especially in the Colorado Rockies. So whoever is living there, my friend Peter Lucas lives there. Please be safe, my friend. All right? Please be safe. Be careful driving. If you don't have to go anywhere, stay home. Make sure you have all the bread and milk you need. Make sure you have all the food you need. Hunker down, heat, and all that. Pray you don't lose power. And just be safe up there to my friends in the Midwest, okay? I'll see you guys later. I'll see you in the next episode. And Saturday Super Starcade number, let me see, it'll be number 11. So we'll find out what's going on there, all right? See you guys. Bless you guys. Peace.